And welcome everyone to the Los Alamitos Preview Show. Right after a big running of the Robert Adair Kindergarten Futurity, happy to be joined by George Duarte and Chris Wade. Michael Rona won't be able to join us this week. He will be back for next week's show, and of course, calling the races this weekend at Los Alamitos. But George, Chris, we got to talk about the running of the Kindergarten Futurity. What a beautiful race! What a beautiful win! Beautiful! What an incredible filly she was. George, you looked at the race very closely, made the comments on each of the runners. What was your comment on Beautiful, and what were your thoughts of that race?
I had broke out, bumped, and then romped. I mean, Rodrigo's a money rider for a reason. They ship him in for a reason. His job was don't break in, and he didn't break in, and it was all over after that. I mean, it was over in the first 50 yards. She just exploded, and she was gone.
Yeah, we do have an interview with Keith Nelson that I'm going to play in just 1 second, and that was the big key as far as the owner was concerned, was just making sure that she got as straight a break as possible, but at least make sure that she didn't go towards the inside. She did kind of break out a little bit outside and bumped a little bit, but that was it. She took off from there. Chris, your thoughts on the big race?
Oh, what can you say? She's beautiful. She broke out and got brushed away from the gate, but bigger than the way, and then crushed. I mean, it was incredible. She's against a quality field, and she dusted them, won by gosh knows how much, 15:30, without being asked to run, and galloped out STTT. So she's going to get better with more yardage. I just can't wait to watch this one step up in class and distance. She's just special with a couple S's. Special. So tons of talent.
And the owner said that they paid her to all the major futurities, the ones in Ruidoso, with the thoughts of running her in the Oaks races next year. But I'm just wondering if the way she finished, never asked, she first out here won by 11.9 in a time of 11.9, if they would consider her for the All-American Futurity. We'll see what happens from there. But like I said, we did talk to Keith Nelson after the race. Here's what he had to say about Beautiful.
We all knew that she had a tendency to break in and get herself in trouble. Being in the one hole, I think everybody was focused on making sure she didn't. She kind of broke out a little bit, which is common that they'll break to the but she didn't. He was able to get her straight, and we were pretty confident if she could get out of the gate that without a lot of trouble that she's fast enough to win.
That she wasn't gonna go around them.
Yeah, she is a very determined forward, whatever you want to call it, but she'll run through them, and if there's a little hole, she'll run over them. But and she's that last race, when she got in all that trouble, you rarely see a horse take that much, but she's a determined horse. We're really excited about her.
Not to mention 300 yards to do it and still qualify with that kind of a time.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like to me she can definitely get 350 and probably 400.
Yeah, after watching this tonight, no doubt. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
And we have to remember that in the trial, she got into the most trouble out of anybody and still qualified. Just a very impressive effort. Any other horses that kind of caught your eye? The runner-up, Fireworks Over Paris. Nice effort from her.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically the ones that avoided trouble are the ones that finished behind. And I was just really impressed by Beautiful. Once again, her acceleration is what separates her. Is that those 50 to 200 yards is where she just explodes. And then, she has no issues for 350, but 400 is where you're going to have to really see if she really wants to go that far. Because she has such a big burst early that can she sustain that would be the question. But yeah, Fireworks Over Paris ran good from the outside. I thought ran good, should be fine going 350 and longer. And I think there's going to be a lot of horses you're going to hear from later on coming out of these races.
Chris, did you think that maybe beyond relief, being on that far outside post, maybe it wasn't as much of a help for him?
Yeah, it was just a concern. The inside and outside, and Beautiful passed her test on the inside post despite breaking in her workout and or race, but she passed her test. Not the same with the beyond relief to the outside, not the best of beginnings, but was kind of after that. So we know the horse is much better than that. So we'll give this horse another look a little bit later on down the line. But Beautiful was just so very impressive. Nobody was beaten that night. 15:30 without being asked to run. 9.59 for a 2-year-old. That is just so very impressive.
Yeah, and you got to remember next Sunday we'll have trials for the Edberg Million Futurity. Should be a full night of trials as well. This time they'll be going 350. And these trials, every one of these horses must have at least one star going into the trials, and we're gonna see some outstanding runners. We'll see probably a few that we saw last Sunday in the kindergarten final. I'm thinking as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Saturday program. First post is 6:50 p.m. Of course, Preakness Saturday. All around the country, it's going to be a busy day of racing. Here at Los Alamitos will be open at 7:50 a.m. for all the simulcast action from around the country. Here's race number 6 on Saturday night at Los Alamitos, because we do have one of our handicappers with a horse to watch, a horse to play, one that we must take a good look at here in race number 6. George, you win with a runner in race number 6. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've been struggling with my show picks of late, so I was like, you know what, I need to see the ball go through the hoop. You know, as they say, I had to get to the free throw line. I thought in this race, number 6, I think Leticia is a slam dunk. I'm surprised she's not the morning line favorite. She competed last time. She competed in the fastest of 4 300-yard 2-year-old races that night, and they were all like, that was a night with a lot of big prospects running that day. So she ran into a good one in cheat sheet, and I thought she ran really good from the rail. And then you can show the replay, and I'll add more on what I liked about her performance. The outside horse Nymphish was really hard to load. So Leticia was stuck in that gate for, I would say over 2 minutes. It was a long load, so she had to sit in there, and it wasn't the rail. So I thought she had a lot to overcome. So I was surprised with how good she got out of the gate, considering she was sitting there so long. And she came out fine, came out with peace. She drifted in a little bit right there, approaching the gap, responded to the urgent, and I thought she finished well behind a well-man runner she was never beating that one. You know, look how good cheat sheet looked. But the final 8th was solid in 970, and I thought she held her own going into that final 8th, and she galloped out fine, as you can see by the drone shot. You guys are winning me over with this drone shot gallop out, but I still prefer the pan, but I like the drone. Yeah, and if you look at the favorite, the morning line favorite, he did run in a trial, but it was also the slowest trial of the day and the slowest final 8th. So that and he really had no real trouble on the outside. He broke clean. I thought he ran fine. So I don't see where she can improve that much compared to Leticia. I think she just needs to run that exact race, and she's going to win.
All right, so EG High Desert Farms having a solid year with their 2-year-olds. Were represented in the kindergarten futurity, and I think finished 3rd, right, with Centella Olympia, ran 3rd in the kindergarten final. Maybe top 4? Trying to remember now.
She ran 3rd.
She ran 3rd.
So looking forward to seeing Leticia in action here on Saturday night. Chris, you also went with a selection on Saturday night. There it is, race number 9. Don't Tell Mama, 3-1 on the morning line. Armando Viramontes and Lindolfo Diaz. Trainer Lindolfo actually having a bit of a quiet season here. He's usually a high percentage type of trainer. Got 1 win from 19 starters. But Don't Tell Mama ran a nice 3rd in his debut against Wake Up Little Susie and Fireworks Over Paris. That was a maiden race. Both of them qualified to the kindergarten futurity, then comes back and runs 6th to Trident IoT in a trial to the kindergarten futurity as well. Trident IoT also qualified to the kindergarten final. Tell me about this runner.
Yeah, there's a good amount of talent. She ran very well in the debut versus some well-met runners. Did have a quality B++ workout prior to that debut. Then in that trial for the kindergarten, lost all chance, broke slow, and it was cross. It was didn't like the dirt in the face. Was kind of far back, but finished pretty well, far back under a guzzle, and then galloped out relatively well. So I think this horse running back with the decent getaway is a big look at the outcome. Any other track in the country, this horse is 6-1 program, not 3, But we got Mr. Edberger, the best morning maker, bar none, quarter-horse thoroughbred harness in the country. So, horse, big look at the outcome of the decent getaway at 3-1.
That's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking I was getting sneaky with that pick, and then I saw the 3-1 morning line and thought the same thing.
Yep.
Okay, so here is that Futurity trial, Chris. Remind us where your selection is going to break from, and I'll go ahead and hit play, and you can tell us more about it.
Yeah, it's coming from post number 7. This horse broke slow and skied, was slow in his stride and skied out and crossed, and didn't like the dirt in the face. Was kind of climbing throughout, and it was under a hold the final half of the affair. This horse angles out right here and is tight hold, but had a good amount of run and then galloped out relatively well with all factored in. This horse is better than shown, and anything close to a decent getaway puts this horse right there early and late as my top choice in the finale there on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's always kind of a tough journey when that lane closes, and you can see that it happens a little bit right here where the horse kind of goes a little sideways there, but definitely here where the lane just kind of shuts off on Don't Tell Mama. So always kind of hard to tell, okay, how much momentum did they lose and now how quickly can they recover? Very visible this time around, right, Chris?
Yeah, this horse just didn't really care for the broke slow, was crossed, and didn't care for the dirt in the face, and basically threw the head up in the air, was taking hold of the final half of the affair, but it much better than looked effort, and anything close, a decent getaway puts this horse in the mix throughout there in post number 2 in the finale on Saturday.
3-1 on the morning line, Ed Burgard, the expert morning line maker, 3-1 on Don't Tell Mama. That is Chris Wade's selection on Saturday. We'll be right back, and we'll talk about the big feature here on Sunday night.
Separate Interest may be California's biggest stallion bargain. He ranked second among West Coast sires again last year, behind only Favorite Cartel. Burns Ranch also stands the $800,000 earner, MP Shining, and Mental Error, whose first crop are 2-year-old. Two-time champion Golden Boy has yearlings for 2025, and new this year, 3-time stakes winner He's Chicklets. Let Burns Ranch put you in the game.
Introducing Rolling A Ranch's newest stallion, Dash a Good Reason, a son of multiple champion Good Reason S.A. and a half-brother to champions He's a Dash of Fire and I'm a Fearless Hero. Dash a Good Reason was a finalist in the Grade 1's Los Alamitos $2 million Futurity and Los Alamitos Super Derby.
Dash a Good Reason.
And he's ready to shine again in California at Rolling A Ranch.
Grab by Dash a Good Reason.
With impeccable breeding and success on the track, there are many reasons to book your mare to Dash a Good Reason in 2025.
And we're back to look at the Sunday action here at Los Alamitos, specifically the feature race, the Adequan California Derby Challenge. Almost $45,000 on the line for this race, and it's a really good field. There's 9 of them in here and going 400 yards. So nice stakes race, nice distance, 400 yards. Maybe a challenge here for some of these horses, but most of them will be up for it. Here's number 1, Invasive, coming up from a nice second place finish in the James Smith handicap, finishing second to Hold My Beer and Watch This, who is going to be part of this race as well. Praying Cartel ran second at Lone Star last October, has not been in the top 3 since then. A Political Bet. So Political Bet won the John Deere Juvenile Challenge last year, so looking for kind of making it back-to-back years, winning the divisional race. Traveled to Albuquerque and was the big favorite, but disappointed finishing 7th in that one. Did qualify to the Winter Derby upon his return here at Los Alamitos. There's the 4, BJK Stickfield Follies. Pretty hard-knocking filly, ran in the Winter Derby, ran 4th against Miss Aizal, so took on older mares and did okay there, 8-1. Midnight Muda, 3-1. El Primero del Año Derby finalist. Hold My Beer and Watch This at 4-1. And this horse won by a nose, the James Smith. So they were coming after him in the James Smith at 350 yards. There's the 7, Steel Blue Cartel at 5-1. The 8, CM Just Be a Cowboy. 12-1. And the stablemate CM Cowgirls are cool also at 12-1. Both of them trained by Luke Lindsay, both of them owned by Randy Dickerson. So that's the look of the Adequan California Regional Derby Challenge. Chris, what stands out about this race for you?
Well, I'm going to give the horse on the inside the slight edge, Invasive. This horse has been on the inside post twice, ran second in the last effort versus the aforementioned Hold My Beer. Watch this. Dead from the rail, post number 5. But prior, this horse has run one from the rail and ran second versus a very good-looking runner a couple races back. So the horse has ran well from the inside post. And last time from post number 5, didn't get away all that well. Was striding out very strong, came up with no short. And Hold My Beer Watch has caught an absolute flyer. I was kind of leaning in the gate as it opened up to catch a huge lead away from the barrier. But I'm going to give this horse a slight edge. Hold My Beer Watch this will be down underneath, but Invasive my top choice. And then, of course, Steel Blue Cartel, who upset the apple cart last time after a pretty good workout pattern and losing all chance prior. And the 5 will be my third choice. Midnight Mode, who's better in that last race, indicates. So a 1, 7, 5, and 6 there in the finale.
George?
I'm similar to him. Invasive is a slight lean, especially at 4-1. If he's not going to be the favorite, I think that last time he was answering the gate. He kind of false broke a little bit prior to the start, and then Hold My Beer and Watch This just got the jump on him. But if that race was 400 yards, he would have won that race. I respect Hold My Beer and his real sharpness right now. And then Eddie Willis is deadly when he supplements. I think he's won 3 in a row doing that, so he's trying to go for a 4-bagger on supplementing to these stakes races. So you have to respect the sharpness of that one. I'm against both of the Castillo horses. I just don't think they want to go 400 yards. And I really wish Steel Blue Cartel got a different post. I just hate the post he got. But I think he's the best finisher in this field. And in that 300-yard race, his final 8th was probably sub 960. I think I had it around 955, 959, around there. He flew home in that race. But he draws inside of 2 runners that like to break in and bump rivals. So it's going to be really, and then he has a horse that's quick on the other side of him. So he's going to need a lot of racing luck to keep his path. I just think that's what's going to hurt him, is this draw for him, because if he was on the outside or got the rail, he would have been my top pick. I really like him. They paid $117,000 in a winter mix sale, and that's typically, you don't really see 6-figure 2-year-olds being sold. I guess they're they just turned 2-year-olds. They usually don't sell for that much in that sale. So they must have really liked him, and he's looks like he's progressing into that what they promised that they saw in him. I just hate the post, but I mean, I'm going to use him to pick 4, but I just wish he had a better post than he did. Another one that you can consider, I would say the 9 CM Cowgirls are cool, just because I think CM Jessie B. Cowgirl is going to get bumped by CM Cowgirls are cool. I mean, she's broken in literally every start. So unless the outside post and even on their outside post, she broke in, so that's why that's how I'm going to go. I'm going to go 1. And then I reluctantly pick Steel Blue Cartel 2nd, and then Hold My Beer and Watch This 3rd.
I'm going to go with the stakes, Hold My Beer and Watch This. The 2 things that you mentioned, George, the hot form, 3 straight victories, and is doing it while taking on tougher rivals each time, going from a maiden race, an allowance race, the James Smith. Broke so fast in the James Smith, had a nice lead, and you're right, Invasive at 400 yards does beat Hold My Beer and Watch This. But Eddie Willis still very confident with this horse, supplements him, hoping for a chance to advance to the big Adequan final at Albuquerque later this year. Got Ricardo Ramirez, who piloted him in that victory to the James Smith, so Ricardo will get a little bit more knowledge on the horse and a little bit more experience on the horse. And at 4-1, pretty good odds there for a horse with a 3-race win streak.
She's well bred.
Yeah, another really good point. Invasive, the one. Talk about a red-hot combination between Edwin Escobedo and Mark Jungers. Another stakes win this past weekend for Edwin Escobedo. As exciting as Beautiful's victory was, you don't get many more closer finishes than we had in the with Train B Taka winning last Saturday night, winning by the closest of margins there in a 3-horse blanket finish. Edwin Escobedo piloting Train B Taka to a victory there last Saturday night. So 33% for Edwin Escobedo this year. Mark Junker's winning at 24% in red hot between the two of them when they team up. So Invasive at 4-1 as well. That's my second choice there in the Adequan California Derby Challenge. So a good look at race number 9, the final race of the weekend here at Los Alamitos. Yeah, there it is. Journalism heading the field to the Preakness on Saturday, and of course you can bet the Preakness here at Los Alamitos. Chris, any final thoughts?
Oh, great weekend of racing. Got some quality looking 2-year-olds going postward, and great weekend, great race to close out the week and go any number of ways. But like I said, we both like that inside post, Rail Runner, Invasive, and of course the big question mark is the horse can get out just a little bit better. That the Steel Blue Cartel has a big look at the outcome. It's the best finisher in the particular event, but as noted by George, is drawn next to horses that like to break in and up against a very quick horsely inside of them that hold my beer and watch this. So that's the only concern. That's why I went to the Rail horse, Invasive, because he's done very, very well. So close the week. Hopefully we'll get to something close to that even morning line at 4-1. So it's a very attractive price with all factored in.
George, any final thoughts?
I'm just looking forward to the card. I like the late pick 4 on Saturday. I think we gave the fans maybe a couple singles, and I mean there's one of them in Chris's pick that not many people are gonna single. A lot of people are more likely gonna go with that Alaman horse and the 4 and maybe the outside horse. So I think that's a good value play that Chris gave out, and I'm just looking forward to betting on the action.
There's gonna be a Game 7 in the NBA playoffs this weekend between.
There might be 2.
Oklahoma City and Denver Nuggets. That's right. Who knows? Knicks and Celtics as well. But we do know there's a Game 7 for sure between OKC and Denver. Give me your pick on that one, George.
I'm gonna go with OKC. They just keep finding a way to win. You watch the game, you see OKC doing all this, going up by 10, and then all of a sudden they'll match them with a run and just keep hanging around, and then once the fourth quarter hits, there's not a better combination that OKC can match Jokic and Murray. You know, that's the problem. Is like you get it close, it comes down to a 10-minute game. I'd rather have Jokic and Murray than any combination with Shea.
Chris?
Same with OKC, but once the Lakers are gone, Clippers are gone, I started looking elsewhere and got the WNBA coming up. I'm a fan. So used to have Sparks tickets back in the day, a little too expensive now, but always like to watch Indiana Fever there as well. So I like my girl basketball. I'm sorry, I just like the girls. Once the Lakers are gone, Clippers are gone, I start looking elsewhere. But that's just the way it goes.
Yeah, red hot league for sure, the WNBA.
Who are you rooting for? The team that knocked out your team or the other team?
I'm going to go with the Nuggies. I'm going to go with the Nuggies going
you want to have that good form in your PPs of the Clippers?
Yeah, exactly.
They lost that next option.
Jokic might go for 50 points, 50 points, 25 rebounds, 12 assists. I mean, he's gonna try to do a crazy game to get to the
He's going to look tired in the first quarter, like always.
Like always, exactly. Yeah. Not to mention maybe a close line as he is walking. Walking into the offensive area. All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. Enjoy a great weekend of sports, a great weekend of racing for sure, and hope that the fans can join us here at Los Alamitos. It's always fun to be out on track here, enjoying all the great racing action. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.
Introducing Rolling A Ranch's newest stallion, Dash a Good Reason, a son of multiple champion Good Reason S.A. and a half-brother to champions He's a Dash of Fire and I'm a Fearless Hero. Dash a Good Reason was a finalist in the Grade 1's Los Alamitos 2 Million Futurity and Los Alamitos Super Derby.
Dash a Good Reason.
And he's ready to shine again in California at Rolling A Ranch.
Grab by Dash a Good Reason.
With impeccable breeding and success on the track, there are many reasons to book your mare with Dash a Good Reason in 2025.